one saying how good God has been to him and to his nation. And I think all of us have that testimony that God has really been good to us in spite of what's going on right now. I think we realistically could say that, as the song says, good outweighs the bad, but God's actually been good to us. So he's saying that God's been good to us, but as for me, I got a little bit weak. Some of us don't like the honesty of saying that there's times in our lives when we get a little bit weak. There's times in our lives when we fall. Lord have mercy. There's times when we thought we had it together, but it's really not all together. There's times when I thought I was organized and I thought my life was just perfect, but I realized that I made some bad choices. Am I the only one who's made some bad choices in this room? I'm only with my hand up, so I guess I must be the only one who's made some bad choices. But how many of us realize no matter how hard you try, sometimes I just make some bad choices. I turned left and went into a bunch of traffic. I just make some bad choices. I thought that half a tank of gas would get me all the way down there. I made some bad choices. I trusted some people that I shouldn't have trusted. I made some bad choices.
Yeah, preacher.
So now he's saying I made some bad choices and my feet slipped. But verse 3 says, I was envious at the foolish. Now we have to look at the definition of the foolish. Because David defined in the Psalms that the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. So in other words, I was jealous of those who did not even believe in God. I was envious of the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
All right, preacher. All right.
Now, can I just tell you, can I be real with you?
Go ahead, Pastor.
When it looked like somebody doing good,
Well,
sometimes it's our human nature to get just a little bit jealous.
That's right.
When you've been driving your hoopty for 22 and a half years, and every 12 months your neighbor pulling up with a brand new car, you got to keep AAA on speed dial because they got to come and tow you. Or y'all done had these new cars all your life. You ain't never pulled your car over somewhere and couldn't get it back and you had to wait to get towed back. But you look like it seems like those that don't even believe in God are doing kind of good. You look outside your neighbor's house and every other day Amazon's delivering a brand new TV, a brand new couch, and you've been sitting up there with that junk in your house for years and say, Lord, what about me?
what about me?
You've been coming faithful on your job. You've been reading your word every day. But that gossiping, lying person that used to be on the same level you are, you look at them and they promoted them and say, Lord, what was wrong with them? What about me?
That's right.
What about me?
That's right.
You might have been lonely for a long time saying, Lord, send the right one. And your friend called and said, I'm married now, and invite you to a wedding. They want you to sit up there and watch them smile all up in your face when you knowing you were going back home by yourself. They go to couples retreats. No, you ain't invited because you ain't in no couple. You watch others prosper. So he said, I got a little bit envious of the foolish because I watch others prosper around me.
That's right.
For in their bad, there are no bads in their death, but it seems like their strength is now firm. So not only am I watching others prosper around me, but they seem to be getting just a little bit stronger. I'm watching the evil prosper around me. And it seems like their prosperity is getting a little bit firmer. The worse that they do, the more that they lie, the better they seem to be. Can I get real with you? The more lies they tell, the better they seem to be doing. I've been trying to do it the God way. way. I've been trying to do it the honest way. Can I just talk to a couple of people in this room? But it feels like the God way and the honest way just ain't working. It seems like their strength is firm.
Yeah.
Verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men. They speed down the highway and nothing happens. Let me go 72 and there's some lights that go on behind me. It seems like they just seem to never get in trouble. They take lunch for 2 hours. Let me be gone for 63 minutes and the boss is standing at my desk asking what happened. It seems like they are not in trouble. Oh, I seem to be sick, but they seem to be doing fine. It seems like they are not in trouble. Neither are they plagued like other men. Neither does it seem like bad things, the consequences are happening. You ever seen somebody that seems like they get away with everything? How many people in this room have a sibling? I know everybody ain't an only child. Lord have mercy. You know what it's like. I have a sibling too. You know what it's like to have that one sibling that the parents seem to always believe everything they say. Who messed up the room? I know it couldn't have been my good child because they don't ever mess up the place like this. Who knocked my lamp over? It couldn't have been my good child because they don't ever seem to do things like that. Seems like they never get in trouble.
That's right.
All right.
So he said, I'm looking around, and he got honest and said, God, I am distressed. And if I can tell something, can I tell you it's impossible to be dishonest with God?
That's right.
All right.
All right, preacher.
All right.
You can lie to him, but it's impossible to be dishonest.
All right.
I can stand up in front of you, Linda, I'm wearing a red robe.
Uh-huh.
This is red I got on.
Red.
But you're looking right at me.
That's right.
So you can see. So if you have a God, I can take a side trip for a moment. If you have a God that can see everything, how can you lie to somebody who can already see? Okay, can
What's going on?
let me break
Amen.
that. Y'all ever know when you've been lied to and you just want to tell the person, it's okay, you don't have to try so hard. You don't have to think of a lie. I already know the truth. I appreciate it.
Amen.
You know good and well that they're lying.
Okay.
All right.
You ever hear folks, you've been the same place they've been, and they seem to recount it differently? Oh, did you see when, and she got mad and she cussed them out? I was standing right there. I don't recall that happening.
Well,
All right.
Oh, y'all are, okay, I'm going to tell you about the folks that like to embellish everything in their life. It got real quiet. Maybe I'm talking to the embellishers. It got quiet when I said that one. But all of a sudden, they seem to be in trouble. As not in trouble, rather as other men, neither are they plagued. So because of this, verse 6, Psalm 73, verse 6 now says, pride compasses them.
that's right.
After a while of not getting in trouble. After a while of nothing getting to you. You walk a little different. They seem to just get just a little bit prideful. If the student know the teacher not going to say nothing to me, I get a little bit prideful. They know that they've been doing the wrong thing and it's worked for them for so long. They start to get a little bit pride. It compasses them about like a chain.
Yes.
But here's the next part. Violence cover them as a garment. I've stopped by to tell you, if you get something dishonest, you don't just have to do something dishonest to get it, but guess what? You're going to have to keep being dishonest to keep it. And after a while, that stuff is going to catch up with you. It's impossible to tell just one lie, because if you tell one lie, I don't know what the little white lie is. I don't know what the racist, who I've never heard. I don't understand that. How many know a lie is a lie? If it's not true, it's not true.
That's right.
But if you tell one lie, you got to tell another lie to cover that one up. And then you got to remember the lie that you said. If they ask you about it 2 months later, you got to remember the lie that you said. And not only will you have to lie, but sometimes you might have to cheat. Oh, in order to cover up that lie that you told. Sometimes you might end up stealing. Y'all ain't talking to me. To cover up that lie that you told. And if you're not careful, you might end up hurting or killing somebody else to cover up that lie that you told. They got their stuff dishonestly, and now violence is all around them so they can keep.
All right, preacher.
It said violence cover them like a garment.
Jesus.
They wear violence just to keep what they have.
That's right, Pastor. Amen.
I learned.
Well,
Y'all may not agree with this, but I learned.
you learn.
At your job, you can have some close friends. But you better be careful when it comes to them and their money. They will rat you out in a minute. Y'all ain't talking to me.
That's right.
If they think they about to lose their job, can I just tell you the truth? If it become between them and their money, I don't care how much of friends they are, they will tell the boss on you.
That's right.
They will turn their back on you.
All right.
Violence cover them like a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. So now they always want more than they could have. You ever been around somebody that's never satisfied?
Never.
That's a horrible place to be. But when you get something dishonestly, you're never satisfied with what you have. Once you have $20, you want 100. Once you get 100, you want 1,000. Once you get 1,000, you want 10,000. Once you get 10,000, you want 1,000,000. Once you get 1,000,000, you want 2,000,000. Once you get a brand new car, you want a car with an 8-cylinder. Once you got a car with an 8-cylinder, you want a sunroof. Once you got a sunroof, you want your car to be fully loaded. You're never satisfied.
Yes.
There's a dissatisfaction when you gather something dishonestly. So it says they are not satisfied.
Yes.
Preach, preacher.
Violence cover them like a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than they wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly, and they speak loftily. That means they have a lot of big talk. They talk real big. Verse 9 says their mouth, they set their mouth against the heavens. In other words, they set their mouth against God. They set their mouth against things that are right. That comes with pride. All of a sudden they start to open their mouths, and you got to be careful, because when you think you got something on your own, you start thinking that you're more and you're better than God himself. There's a pride that starts to encompass that type of person. It says, I believe in the stuff I got more than I believe in God. I believe in the things I got more than I believe in God. I did it on my own. You better be very, isn't that something?
Yes, it is.
Now, people who lied and cheated their way to the top will tell you they did it on their own.
Yes.
You didn't do a thing on your own. You did it by stomping on somebody else. You did it by stealing from somebody else. You did it by lying from somebody else.
Yes. Hallelujah.
All right, preacher.
But I did it on my own. I won the election fairly. Let me be quiet. I don't want to go there now. But I did it
Watch out.
on my own. They set their mouths against the heavens, and their tongue walketh around the earth. Therefore God's people return, and waters are full cup run out to them. They began to say, how does God know? In other words, if I can break it down, the New Living Translation, they begin to say, what does God know?
What does God know?
My.
Does God really know what's happening?
Well,
Is he really omnipotent? I did all this by myself.
Come on.
Y'all over here praying, I got this way by myself.
Bahamas.
Y'all over here calling on God. What does God know? So now you see how the pride of these people begins to get them. They are ungodly, but yet they seem to prosper in the world and to increase in their riches. He said, verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain. Lord, he's being real. He's saying, God, I've cleansed my heart. I prayed to you, but it feels like it's in vain. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do, but it seems like it's been, verse 13, in vain.
Hey.
and wash my hands in it. And see, all the day long I've been plagued and chastened as every morning. If I say I will speak thus, and behold, I should offend the generation of the children. Verse 17. This is what I like. Verse 17. He says, until I went into the sanctuary of God. I wish I could just take a pause right there. I was feeling this way until I decided to get closer to God. Until I made my way into his sanctuary. Until I made my way, other words, into the Holy of Holies. He says, until I got there, I was feeling the same way. But then, understood I therein. He went on to say, now I understand what was going on. He now says in verse 18, their slippery path is sliding them straight off a cliff into destruction. If they keep doing the things that they are doing, they will in an instant be destroyed and completely swept away by terrors. But I love how verse 20 now says it, as a dream when one awaketh, so Lord, when you awake. In other words, they are walking around, as I talked about a couple of weeks ago, in a dream state. They think that what they're doing is going to help them. But when you awaketh and when you arise, you shall despise their image. My heart was upset, and I was pricked in my reins. I was upset, but now how foolish was I? We look at the word foolish. The word foolish doesn't just mean I was stupid, but the word foolish means I didn't believe in you. For the Bible declares that the fool have said in his heart that there is no God. So in other words, I got to the point where I was no longer believing you, and I became ignorant. I started to stop focusing on you, and I looked around at people on my left. I stopped focusing on you, and I looked around at people on my right. I was ignorant, and I was as a beast before you.
That's right, preacher.
But nevertheless, now he says, I am continually with you. Now I've determined that I can't look at them, but I got to look at you, because you are the one that's been holding my right hand. Let them do what they do. Let them live their life like they live. It is you that has been my guide, and you that has been my counsel. When I was sick, they didn't heal me. You healed me. When I was in trouble, they didn't rescue me. You rescued me. You kept me where I am right now. I could care less what they're doing. I got to keep my eyes on you. So he said, thou hast been continually holding my right hand through all of this. You have continually been my counsel, and afterward receive me the glory.
Yes, Lord.
He looked and said, now whom in heaven do I have but you? I desire no one but you. My flesh and my heart might fail. Verse 26. But God is the strength of my heart. And I can tell you what David said in Psalm 61. He said, when my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. In other words, sometimes my heart just fails me. Sometimes my emotions just get me in trouble. Sometimes my heart just fails me. But even when my heart fails, he said, when my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock high that I, when my flesh and my faileth. But God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. For lo, they that are far from you will eventually perish. In other words, just like the scripture said, fret not yourself because
of
evil
evildoers.
doers.
Hallelujah.
I stopped by to tell you, you don't think their time is now, but please understand, their time is coming. It might not come this week, but keep on watching. Their time is coming. And I don't know about you, but I've lived long enough in my life. I've seen people rise, and I've seen them get real high. I'm talking about real high. I've seen them from down here, and I've seen them make their way up. But I've also seen people up here fall all the way down. I've watched people go up, and I've watched people come down. And I serve a God. I stopped by to tell you because I don't know who I'm talking to, but there's some people right now under the sound of my voice. You are intimidated by those in authority over you.
Well.
But I stopped by to tell you that God will knock those out of authority over you.
Yes,
Say it, preacher.
I'm going to say it again. I've watched God do it, and those who you think are in authority over you, God's got the power to knock them out of their position.
Jesus.
For he declared in his word, touch not my anointing,
Do my prophets
and
no
do
harm.
my prophets
Hallelujah.
no harm. God
Yes,
sees
Lord.
what they're doing unto his children. I've stopped by to tell you, he is snatching. Listen, I understand it. God can snatch positions away. I'm going to tell you, God is a snatcher of titles, and he's a snatcher of positions.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes,
Amen.
The Lord giveth, and the Lord
Take
taketh
them away.
But bless it.
away. So he says,
Blessed
those
be the
that are
name of
far
the
from you
Lord.
shall
Hallelujah.
perish. You have destroyed them that go a-whoring from thee.
Yes, Lord. Glory.
But it is good for me to draw near to God. So now he concludes the scripture as I'm closing.
Yeah.
Says, I looked at what they were doing,
Yes.
but here's what works for me. It is good for me to draw closer to God.
Yes, Lord.
I have put my trust in the Lord God,
Well.
that I may declare thy works.
Amen.
All right,
Yes.
preacher.
Who you're looking at
Who you looking
is important.
Amen.
When you look at all the miracles in the Bible, where people was looking became important.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
In the Old Testament, when the children of Israel were fighting against an enemy, the Lord commanded Moses to make a golden serpent.
Uh-huh.
And they said, whoever looked at that golden serpent
Amen.
lived.
Glory to God.
Whoever didn't look died.
Uh-huh.
Peter walked out on water in the New Testament.
Well.
As long as he looked at Jesus, he lived.
Yes.
When he didn't look at Jesus, he died.
Amen.
Uh-huh.
So now God is saying right now, who are you looking at?
Who you looking at?
What are you
My,
looking
my.
at?
What are you looking at?
Where's your vision?
Where is your vision?
What are you concentrating on? Where is your level of concentration? Listen, stuff happens. They used to have a shirt that said a little stronger back in the 90s.
Lord have mercy.
That's right, Pastor.
But things happen.
Come on.
Oh, yes, it do.
It don't mean the devil attacking you all the time. Stuff happen.
Yes, sir.
Amen. You boil your water in north, they boil it in the flint. Stuff happens.
That's
That's
right.
true.
Amen. That's right, Pastor.
Amen, preacher.
Happens. Everything ain't an attack on you. Can I talk real?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's raining outside. The devil attacking me. Is it raining just over your head?
There you go. I don't think so.
Then if you didn't have no water, you wouldn't be able to drink. You wouldn't be able to water your lawn. So life happens.
Life happens.
What am I looking at?
Yes.
One thing when I ride on a plane, I love sitting next to the window. For two reasons. If I'm asleep, I don't need nobody knocking me over or jumping over me because they got to go to the bathroom.
Well.
When I'm in my seat, I like to be in my seat the whole time.
Yes, sir.
I like to see when the plane, it still astonishes me when I see the wheels lift on the ground and I see things get large, smaller, and smaller, and smaller, and smaller. It's wonderful. It looks like it's big cars and it's toy cars and it becomes dots. And I believe the New Jersey Turnpike is right there by Newark Airport, so you can see you go over the overpass. It's a wonderful thing. But if I'm on a long flight, I believe one of the longest flights I was on was 11 hours. And
Lord have mercy.
there comes a point in time when I shut the window. because I need to rest.
Rest.
And it is disturbing me to look at what's going on outside.
Yes.
So I need to shut the window until I get there safely.
Uh-huh.
Some of us in the same way need to shut your window
Shut the window.
and trust that God's going to bring you there. Now listen, I choose to get on the plane. There's been accidents before. I can get on there and plead the blood the whole time and go stand in front of the pilot's door and just and Lord, you sure you know what you're doing? You bet not kill me.
Now,
I'm sure at the next airport they would.
right.
Y'all see a news story. You might get a call. Because I choose to trust. Listen to this. I trust pilots, and I really got to go in the presence of the Lord. I trust pilots that have failed before.
Yes.
But I choose to trust them.
Amen.
Except for me, everyone's doing something in this room that I'm not doing. What are you doing that I'm not?
Sitting.
You're sitting. In my lifetime, I've seen chairs break. It ain't just with big people. I'm talking about with little. I've watched. I'm telling you, I have watched with my own eyes. I have seen many. I've seen folks go to flop and the whole thing went down. I'm just telling you the truth.
Yes.
Well,
I observed some of y'all coming in, not everybody, but most of y'all coming in. Did nobody check that chair once? Did nobody rock it? Did nobody look under it? Because we choose to believe.
choose to believe.
So my question is, do I choose to believe?